Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Stink Bug Works. Today, I've sort of reached a nexus on my build here, and I need to decide which direction to go, and I'll get to that in a minute. A couple of things I want to talk about. As you can see, I've been working on the join line around here and cleaning it up. One of the things you can do, and one of the great tools, is a single-edged razor. One of the things you can do with this is using your finger as like a fence or a stop. You could put just as much razor blade as you want on the workpiece and at whatever angle you want, and you can very carefully or very roughly, but you can just, it's a good tool for working on these lines that you don't spend hours and hours and hours trying to sand that. You can get it down most of the way and, finish it out with some sandpaper. That takes a lot of time and effort off the table. You can just knock it down with this tool, see? And when you buy them, you get a whole box full of them. So that's a good tool. Okay, now the question at hand, the nexus, where I'm going with this. Stand by. Gotta have jet juice. I have chosen to power this with an 1105 new motor. This is a 1005 Aviox motor. This is the great granddaddy of the new motor. And I've talked about the relationship that Steve New had with Dave Palumbo at Aviox and so forth. Aviox still makes motors, but they're strictly aerospace now. If their motors aren't in zero gravity, they're not earning their keep. So, but I just wanted to show you this for a size comparison. So for this little boat, even though this is a small motor, it's a powerhouse. And the motor that's going in here is, is it 4,000 kV or 4,500? This one is like 4,900. Oh, 5,500. This one's a screamer. This one came out of my little pylon racer. So the question is, this is going to have a screamer motor. Now I can do one of two things with this boat. I can put a screamer motor in it and prop it modestly and deal with all the extra weight of scale details. An exhaust pipe, a gazinta and a gazauda on the cowl, the fins, the wings. I could add all that. And all that does is add weight. It adds looks, but it adds weight. So, I've already done a cool looking one where weight didn't matter as opposed to the scale stuff. I put that heavy turkey baster in there because it looked cool, not because it was light. So I've already done that, and I've already built the wooden shrimp boat, as light as possible. So I'm kind of torn at what direction to go with this. Because if I wanted to go scale, I'd do it up like the American Spirit, and it would look all bitchin'. And I'd have Callie make Budweiser graphics for it, and I'd do the same exact thing on the windscreen, and it would look bitchin', and they could kind of be like a pair, or given my little tiny pond, I could make this just a short run drag boat, because let's face it, in that little short pond with this little tiny boat, I have room to get up to full speed, hold it for a second, and get off. So I could actually do little speed runs with this, in which case I would build it as a racer. And here is the first thing I'm thinking. Now, I saw this on MHZ's website, where somebody else had done the same thing. But if you look at the design of this hull, you see there's quite a bit of angle of attack here on this canard wing. So any air coming in here, this canard wing is going to deflect down and into here, as well as the air going this way. So it's going to create a real high pressure zone right here. Right here. And in fact, it's going to be high pressure all along here. But your first high pressure thing is going to be right there. Let's see, what could possibly go wrong? There's your high pressure right there. It could blow over. Oh, yeah. So what I saw somebody do on the MHZ website was to put flaps on this forward, not necessarily flaps, maybe ailerons, spoilers. Anyway, to put a little winglet on the end of the wing here, and what that would do is, instead of sucking the air into it, it would suck the air out of it. So it would create a low pressure zone right in here. I'm sorry. It'd create the low pressure zone up here where the air would want to go to fill it. Capiche? So you got this wing thing, and all the air coming under here is going to want to go up there. So if I build it to look scale, I can't really do that, because it doesn't look scale, and it'd crash with the windshield. And it just wouldn't be right. But, ... if I build it as a speedster and keep it as light as I can, not add any nonsense to the cowl. In fact, I'll tell you what I thought of doing. I thought of permanently gluing the fins in, but if I'm building it as a racer, I'd leave the fins out. But what I was going to do is run an antenna tube. I don't have one here. Run an antenna tube up inside the fin so I could stick my antenna out above the fin. If I'm going to do a dedicated racer, I don't want that weight back there, and I won't really need any aerodynamic stabilization, not at this scale. So there you go, boys and girls. I could build another cool scale boat, or I could make another, lightweight race boat, like the shrimp boat. So what do you think? What do you think? You want to see it go as fast as it possibly can? You want to see it go fast enough and look good? So, and see, that's it. One will go as fast as it possibly can. One will go fast enough and look good. So I'm kind of torn between those two alternatives. And I can continue with the build either way. Right now I'm sort of stuck. I got to wait for a motor because I need to know exactly where, when, where, how, why, what, to build for my motor mount, my removable motor. So we shall see how that works. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out.